For the scrimmage tomorrow, I think we're really looking forward to playing against another opponent. In the scrimmage versus DePaul, I thought it was really fun to finally get to play against another team for once, stop being on each other and, get to play a new opponent for once. And so I think it'll be a fun experience for us, especially since there will actually be some fans in the crowd this time. Versus DePaul, it was closed and nobody was in the stands. So, I don't think anybody got that real experience of a real atmosphere yet. And I hope that Wayne State, the crowd will be pretty nice and there will be a good turnout, especially for the younger guys to be able to experience that, as well as me and the other sophomores that still haven't had a real full crowd yet. But I think it'll be a real fun game, a good test for us. Wayne State, they're a really gritty school, like a really gritty team, and I think there'll be a really good test for us, just to kind of test us on our habits defensively. I think they're really good, one-on-one team. And so I think we'll be really tested in that area. For DePaul, I feel like that was really good for us just to, finally play somebody new, like I said earlier. I think they'll be a really good team this year. And for us, it was a really good test for us to see where we're at, and just, being able to have coach put different lineups out there and see what's working and help build that chemistry for us.
Thank you so much. First up will be Anthony Broom from the Wolverine.
Hey, Hunter, lots been made of, physical practices, a physical camp for you guys, especially a battle between, the battles between you and Musa. How have the both of you guys grown through that, and what type of progress have you seen from him?
Yeah, our practices have been physical. I think they've been ramping up as we've gotten closer to the season. I love going against Moose every day. He's a great competitor. High motor, really works hard, and really makes me work on the defensive end. I think, he makes me better every day, so I really appreciate him for that. And, I try to give him the same thing when he's guarding me. I'm trying to get him ready for Big Ten basketball. I've seen a lot of growth over, the couple months that we've been together, and I think he'll be a really good factor for us and really help us.
Next is Daniel Dash from the Maize and Blue Review.
Hey, Hunter. A couple of minutes ago, Juwan was talking about hitting the reset button after last year. I think the phrase he used was new year, new trophy. What's the balance like between staying confident being the reigning conference champions, but also understanding that it's a new season and, everyone's 0-0?
I mean, I think, we're always I think as a basketball player, you need to be confident in your skill set and what you're able to do. But I think coach really used a good line. I think it was last week, and he said I think we're still kind of the underdogs. We're not overwhelmingly picked to win the conference. We still are battling with Purdue and a lot of polls to see who's going to win the conference. And we're not ranked number one in the country, so I feel like that was the line. He said we're not the hunted, we're the hunter. No pun intended on my name, but I think that's a great point. We're not the number one team in the country. We're not the only overwhelming favorite in our conference, and so I think for us, I think we're still the team that's hunting down other teams. I think we have a chip on our shoulder still, and that's what I'm trying to play with for sure.
Next up is Matt Leach from WTKA.
Hey, Hunter. Devontae was just with us, and he mentioned your name as one of the leaders standing out here going into the season. Do you feel like with such a young team, even though you're only a sophomore, that you needed to step into one of those leadership roles?
Yes, I feel like, because of the youngness and inexperience on our team, like you said, I feel like, me playing the role I did last year, I feel like I have a wealth of knowledge that I can share with the younger guys and kind of bring them up to speed on, what we're doing and kind of the Michigan culture that we have here. And I feel like, the coaching staff has put it upon me to kind of step into a leadership role with Eli and, try to just lead the younger guys and bring them along as best we can and get them prepared for Big Ten basketball.
Thanks.
Next up is Clayton Safey from the Wolverine.
Hunter, Franz and Isaiah were such good defenders on the wing. I guess, what have you seen from the guys that are stepping into those roles? And I know Brandon, played a lot last year too, but in terms of helping you out in the post, scraping down and things like that.
Yeah, I mean, the the two guards, I think they speak for themselves, Eli and Devontae. Those are going to be two of the best defending guards, not only in our conference, but I think in the country. I think Caleb has grown a lot since he's been here. Coach Howard is definitely preaching to him being a two-way player, and I think he's really taking full advantage of that. And, he's taking big strides, and I think he's only going to get better as the season progresses with that. Brandon, like you said, I think he's a really good defender, and he's continuing to get better each and every day as well. That's something that Coach Howard, demands from his players, is being a two-way player, guarding, your individual matchup, taking that personally, and then also helping out others. And so I think, this year, those guys will be really good defenders for me. But then also Musa coming in, I think he's a really good just overall athlete, and I think that really helps him on the defensive end. He's really good in the passing lanes and just uses his long arms super well, and so I think he'll be somebody who's definitely a big X factor in defense for us.
We have a follow-up from Daniel Dash.
Hunter, you just touched on Caleb. I'm curious, what is he like off the court, and I guess how well have you gotten to know him so far?
Caleb's a little, I guess, shy off the court if you don't know him, but I think he's a little reserved. But once he opens up to you, he starts talking. I think he's really funny. He's got that Canadian accent to him that I think he's really funny. His aneurysms and the way he laughs is really funny for me. If I say something funny and he starts laughing, I laugh even harder because of it. But he's really fun to hang out with. I think he's really reserved, and I think he's really just about his business on the court.
When did he first start opening up to you?
I think it was, pretty quick, because I feel like, being in the basketball and being a teammate, you kind of have to open, not quickly, but you're around them so much in the locker room, on the court, off the court. And so I'd say with a month or two in, that's when I started to really get to know him and, talk to him and kind of figure out who he is as a person.
We have James Hawkins from the Detroit News.
Hunter, this is a two-part question. Just what did you see from the team in your guys' scrimmage against DePaul that you liked? And then I guess just what do you want to see the team clean up in tomorrow's exhibition against Wayne State?
What I really liked, I think, in the first half, we were up 17 at halftime, and I think, the team was just really clicking on all cylinders. I think we were really sharing the ball and just really executing offensively, but then also getting stops defensively. The second half, I think that's when we really started to share the ball. It was when we went, we did the zone segment where both teams had to play zone, and I think we did a really good job of sharing the ball. Caleb was really going off that quarter, so we were trying to make sure to find him in his spots. I think something that we probably would need to clean up is just not having a dip with the second unit. I think when we made the subs at halftime, they kind of came back on us a little bit in the second half. So I feel like keeping that energy up, I think that starts with the people who are getting subbed out. We need to make sure that we keep the people on the court energized and pumped up for their play. And so I think, just it's a matter of just, staying in the game. But I think, there's a lot of great things. There's probably defensively, we watched a lot of film on, how we can get better. Me personally, just, I feel like running back more and getting in the gaps, not just jogging back with my man, but kind of getting back early and kind of helping my teammates out so they don't get straight line drives on the fast break and transition. I think that's something that Coach pointed out to me a couple of times. It's something that I'm trying to get better with right now.
And Bob Wojnowski from the Detroit News.
Hey there, Hunter. You mentioned if you guys aren't the hunted, you're the hunter. But what about you personally with your stature and willingness to express yourself? Do you feel a little bit hunted by others?
No, I feel like I'm very motivated this year to prove myself. I feel like I still have a lot of doubters out there, which I'm glad for, because that gives me the motivation that I need to go out there every day. I feel very highly motivated this year to do better than I did last year. And I'm really excited to go out there and be with my teammates and win a lot of games this year.
Okay, Hunter, that's going to do it. We appreciate your time, and good luck tomorrow. We'll see you at Wayne State.